Russia invading Ukraine. A war like we've never seen before. Not only is this scary for the residents of Ukraine, and even Russians too, but for all the people in the world. It affects our lives in different ways. And yup, it affects the crypto space too. Let's talk more about it in this video, so stay tuned. Hi everyone, welcome to Crypto Intel. So what do we need to know about Russia's invasion of Ukraine? Russia has invaded Ukraine after President Vladimir Putin authorized the military operation in the Eastern European country. The invasion follows months of Moscow's massing troops near Ukraine. On February 24, President Putin declared Russia could not feel safe, develop nor exist because of what he claimed was a constant threat from modern Ukraine. Immediately, airports and military headquarters were attacked. Then tanks and troops rolled in from Russia. Russian annexed Crimea and its ally Belarus. Now warplanes have bombed major cities, and Russian forces have seized control of the key southern port city, Kherson. On the other hand, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has confirmed that missile strikes have been carried out on infrastructure and border guards. Explosions have been heard in the capital Kyiv, Kharkiv, Odessa, and other cities across Ukraine. Even though Russia and Ukraine are the highly involved countries in this war, obviously their citizens are the most affected ones too. But looking at the bigger picture, it affects every person in the world. In some countries, gas prices skyrocketed so much, people wouldn't even want to drive their car because it has to cost so much to leave their house, even if they needed to do so for some errands. Looking at the volatile crypto space without a second thought, Russia's invasion of Ukraine last week has brought even more volatility in the crypto market. Experts also fear a significant human toll, with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky announcing more than 100 Ukrainians were killed after the first day following the invasion. The invasion has also upended life for Ukrainian citizens, many of whom have sought to flee the country as Zelensky urges others to prepare to defend their homes against Russian soldiers and attacks. As the war continues, volatility in global financial markets, including cryptocurrency. Bitcoin dropped below $35,000, and Ethereum dropped below $2,400 immediately after the invasion started, though both have risen since then. Bitcoin has dropped by more than 30% since its November high of $68,990. Thanks to the recent geopolitical tensions in Europe, looming inflation, and the prospect of interest rate hikes by the US Federal Reserve, among other factors. Ethereum's price drop is its lowest point since late January, with global stock markets sinking as well. Meanwhile, on March 2, 2022, 4 Democratic U.S. senators wrote a letter to Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen asking how digital assets could be enforced in these sanctions too. They are seeking information on the steps the Treasury is taking to enforce sanctions compliance by the cryptocurrency industry. For now, the crypto exchanges are taking a very limited approach to blocking users and activity. Binance, for example, agreed to target Russian clients who had been specifically sanctioned by the West, but the exchange said it would not freeze the accounts of everyday Russians, which many are asking for. Coinbase also said this week that it would not institute a blanket ban on all coin-based transactions involving Russian addresses, but would block accounts and activity involving people who had been sanctioned. Before the war broke out, Ukraine was already well placed to raise funds in this way. Last month, its parliament officially legalized cryptocurrency, although it stopped short of adopting any as legal tender, as El Salvador has done. I guess this is how Ukraine thought of asking for donations through Bitcoin and Ethereum. In the war between Russia and Ukraine, cryptocurrencies are playing a role on both sides of the conflict caused by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Their ability to cross borders regardless of rules or regulations is helping Ukrainian refugees move money out of the country, but may also provide a way for Russian elites to sidestep crippling economic sanctions. The Ukrainian government, in desperate need of equipment, tweeted a call for donations in Bitcoin and Ethereum immediately after the invasion last month. As of March 4, Ukraine's Bitcoin wallet has received more than £7.5 million, while its Ethereum wallet has received £3.2 million. Unlike funds raised by non-governmental organizations and charities, these were available to the Ukrainian government within minutes. Other crowdfunding efforts haven't been so simple. The online fundraising service Patreon blocked an account raising money for Ukraine that had attracted more than 14,000 donors, pledging a monthly total of more than £300,000 because fundraisers linked to weapons violate Patreon's policies. The various levels of donation were called things such as bullet and bomb. Instead, the group that organized the Patreon page, Come Back Alive, later sold an NFT or non-fungible token of the Ukrainian flag for nearly £5 million to raise funds. Other tech companies in and around Silicon Valley have been surprisingly swift in their efforts to help Ukraine and hurt Russia. Elon Musk sent a shipment of SpaceX's Starlink satellite internet dishes to Ukraine just 48 hours after a top official there asked for help restoring the internet after service has been disrupted. When the head of Russia's space program threatened to stop the International Space Station from orbit on top of America, Musk also said SpaceX would stop it. On Tuesday, Apple said it would halt the sale of its products in Russia, a rare stand for the company, considering that it made roughly $2.5 billion in Russia in 2020. And Netflix pushed back against a Russian law that requires services with more than 100,000 subscribers to carry Russian propaganda channels on their platforms. Given the current situation, we have no plans to add these channels to our service, a Netflix spokesperson said this week. Russians have also been converting their money to Bitcoin as the value of the ruble plummets after global sanctions strangled Russia's economy. Demand for Bitcoin has been so high that it has been trading there at a premium above global prices. There are simply more people looking to buy than there are people trying to sell who can or will accept Russian rubles. Obviously, there are fears that Russia's wealthy elite and those connected to Putin will use similar tactics to remove their money from the country to circumvent sanctions. But George Lopez at the University of Notre Dame in Indiana says that any Russian oligarch using a Swiss bank, long a favorite storage option because of the country's strict banking privacy laws, and hoping to cash in millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin would be likely to appear on the radar of numerous watchful Western governments. He believes that while countries such as North Korea have been able to establish complex global networks to work around sanctions so they can move funds and goods using Bitcoin, Russia has had no time to prepare, as every bank is very suspicious of reasonably large transfers from anybody who's trying to convert into euros or dollars who hasn't been a prior customer. That's all for this video. If you learned anything from our videos or have any crypto-related topic that you want us to cover, feel free to comment below. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and notify to get more updates from our channel and become more intelligent about the crypto world. See you in our next video!